falling behind your grade level, primary contributors to dropout. The services that we're providing in our schools with a community school coordinator, with a DHS family independence specialist, with Spectrum Health, Healthier Communities nurse and or school-based health clinic, and then the services that we bring into the school to support the children and their families have really proven to be exceedingly important in stabilizing the lives of these young people. And we're in 2.5 years into a 3-year pilot, and already we're finding a dramatic decline in chronic absenteeism, significant declines in suspensions of students, and we're finding that students' needs are being referred, about 150 referrals are being made in each building to different community agencies to help support these children and their families. We're already beginning to see some MEP increases as well. So we're quite encouraged by these initial results, and also by everybody stepping back and taking a look at what their mission is and how we can work together to support the schools. Andy?
Good afternoon. Andy Zylstra, the Public Welfare Director for Kent County Department of Human Services. You may have heard on the state level about the department's efforts called Family Resource Centers, or FRCs. The Family Resource Center effort in Kent County is our KSSN. It's organized a little bit different way, but it's more community involvement. We place our caseworkers, our FIS workers, our financial assistance workers, in the schools. They are located there 100% of the time throughout the year. They service their clients from those buildings. Any child who goes to school in those buildings, if there is a TANF case, if there is a Medicaid case, a food stamp case, a daycare case, those cases are serviced by those workers who are assigned to that school. We truly believe that this is the kinds of support that are necessary for our families if we're going to help people out of poverty. Because this is a sustained effort. When a person gets a job, they're still eligible a lot of times for food stamps, for Medicaid, for daycare, but it's a lot harder to get a hold of their worker. Their worker is in the school. It takes on a little different role. It takes on an additional role for our caseworkers. They're still responsible to make sure that people are employed or going into training. But in addition to that, we tell them that your responsibility is to help make sure that every child is at school every day, and to help parents do that. We call that, really what we see the second phase of welfare reform. In the first phase, we talked about making sure that everybody who was employable was either had a job or was in training. And this is our second stage, which hopefully will prevent children ever needing public assistance in the future. The more educated our children are, the less likely they're going to be dependent on public assistance. Our workers, I tell them they should greet their clients every day by saying, you have to go to work every day, your kids have to go to school, how can I help? And that's where we start in terms of what we can do to support our clients, making sure that they can get to work every day and that our kids can get to school every day ready to learn. My father used to talk about phrases that were pregnant with meaning, and I think that whole phrase of ready to learn is one of those, including, did somebody get fed the night before? Did they have a decent night's sleep? Were they clothed appropriately? And I think so many times what happens in our schools today is that educators are not in the position to educate because children come to school with so much baggage that it's hard for them to pay attention. We've told our teachers and our principals, we want you to be able to educate the students, and we as a community, including the DHS, but all of our private agencies as well, will do what we can to address the social issues that stand in the way of their being able to learn. Thank you. Mark Jansen, Senator Jansen, can tell you more about this because he heard a couple of our workers last week. Our staff love this assignment. This is, as I point out, what they went to school for. They really feel good about that. Our parents love the kinds of services that they get through the schools. It's a win-win for everybody. I hope to see this program expanded into many more schools in Kent County.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your presentation, and I really do appreciate your effort in putting this together as a model, I think, for not only that area, but for others. So thank you very much. Thank you for watching our presentation. I hope it was very informative for you. I know it was inspiring for me. These are just a few examples of people and organizations that are reaching across boundaries, collaborating, making their programs more efficient and effective for the good of the people that they serve. There are a few examples, and I hope there are many, many more that join the effort, whether it's an organization or individuals reaching out to help others. We can do it. I know we can. I've seen us in action. I've seen us in times of crisis reach out to each other. Back in, I think, the late 80s, there was a heavy snowstorm, and I've seen neighbors reach out to neighbors, helping them make it through that difficult time. Back in 01, September, 9/11, I saw people reaching out to help others. We can do it together. There was a very important person who lived back as our country began. He was one of our founding fathers. He is not so well known as many of the others because he died at Bunker Hill. He was with the Massachusetts Congress. But Dr. Joseph Warren said some very important words which I think ring true today. He said this: "Our country is in danger, but not to be despaired of. On you depend the fortunes of America. You are to decide the important question on which rests the happiness and liberty of millions yet unborn. Act worthy of yourselves." I believe that Michigan is in a great economic crisis, but we should not be despaired. It's not on big government. We shouldn't count on government to get us out of this, but we're the ones to lift ourselves out of it by working together, setting aside petty differences, and helping each other, whether that's mentoring a young person or working in an organization to collaborate so we can provide more efficient and effective services. And I say that we should act worthy of the calling that we have to rebuild Michigan. I'm very hopeful for the future. We're in difficult times now, but I believe that we can come out of this stronger than ever before with the help of the good Lord and the efforts of very thoughtful, hardworking, giving people such as yourselves. Thank you for joining me today. Remember, act worthy of yourselves for the happiness of millions yet unborn in the state of Michigan. God bless you.